Hi, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is going to be your general mini cross reading for February 2021. I have with me the Radiant White deck. I have with me as well the La Vida Sibilas. And we will wrap the reading up, of course, with a Golden Nostradamus card. So I'm still working on the website. I'm almost done. I thought I was done until, that's how funny Mercury retrograde is. I was about to bring it back online, and then suddenly something happened and I couldn't finish editing one of the pages. It wouldn't save, it wouldn't update, and the screen was gray in the editor that I was using. So for 2 whole days, I haven't been able to work on the website. But the interesting thing is that when I went back to look at some of the old pages that I had already edited, I didn't have any page titles on them. So Mercury's funny like that. It wouldn't let me publish it, right? Because it wasn't completely done like I thought it was. So it's kind of interesting how that worked out. So anyway, just bear with me. It's coming. It looks great, I have to admit. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these cards. Let me turn the camera around for you. And my cat's crying and my dog's puking. It's just one of those days. All right. And I'm going to put another rifle on these, another shuffle and another rifle. And then we'll get started, okay? Hopefully the camera won't cut off. So, first card down in the center where we are at the moment. The World card. Not a bad place to be, Aries. The unknown influence at the top. The Two of Cups. Maybe some of y'all done traveled around the world and found some love. I don't know. What we know, the known influence. It's a King of Cups. What? Okay. The near past, near or distant past. The Justice card. Oh, wow. And what do we have? The near distant future. The High Priestess. Now, that, my friends, is an interesting spread. Wow. And 3 major arcanas across the center. And I think that just happened for Pisces as well. This is definitely some type of relationship partnership issue. Okay. And there's a legality here. And what I'm picking up is that this High Priestess represents you, Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising, but it also represents another female. That's what the legalities are about. A divorce that's about to be over, a completion of this thing right here in the center of the World card. Now, I'm not exactly certain if there's several other messages. Either the you or the other woman is of a different race or religion or belief set than he is. Okay? This King of Cups. And, well, the 2 twos typically mean a partnership, engagement, or commitment. Proposal, partnership, engagement, marriage, commitment. But 2 twos can also mean that decisions need to be made. And this aspect of the High Priestess being you're trying to determine whether or not, I don't know, if the guy's being truthful with you about this situation, or maybe you're not even aware of it. Let me put it that way. And maybe you got a few inklings and a few hints. I'm not sure. We're going to take a look at this with the cards. What is over the whole reading? The 4 of Pentacles. Well, that is an odd card to come out. Odd in the sense that it says that this situation is on, quote unquote, a stable foundation. This could also be the idea that someone is saving and conserving. Okay, they're not willing to share, they don't want to share. This can be stubbornness, it can be being miserly, but there's more than one way to be miserly. And I always say, if a person is not willing to share their time with you, they're not willing to share anything else. Okay, and time is our most valuable asset. So I don't quite know what to tell you about this. This is very, very and I don't know if what I'm looking at here, well, there's several things. There are definitely personal finances and finances conjoined from the relationship in this. But there may also be children, but we're also looking at liberation. And I'm getting that from the four axes of the cards. Taurus and Scorpio are the money signs. Leo represents leadership, but also children, junior demographics. So this could be stepchildren, adopted children, in vitro fertilization, a sexual relationship in which you may end up being a parent one day, nieces and nephews, versus the Aquarius, which is the freedom and liberation sign. Okay, free thinking, groups, people that you hang out with. So there are lots of things that are going on here in this World card. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can take a look to see if maybe this Two of Cups will tell me something next to these three cards, because I do feel that this High Priestess is the key to the whole thing. So let me take a look at this Two of Cups to see if what the Two of Cups is trying to tell me. Now, the Two of Cups next to the High Priestess tells of feeling insecure within a relationship or insecurity involving a loved one. It tells of being unable to penetrate your partner's depths, making you feel incomplete and uncomfortable. It may indicate that you feel insecure in regards to a loved one. And that's what I was saying. You're kind of not sure exactly whether or not what this person is saying to you is true. And I'm wondering if the person has been sort of telling you this for some time, due to the idea that the World card is a Saturn card, and that's the idea of time, chronos, something that's taken time to occur or to happen. That's what it says. Now, what I'm going to do, in fact, I'm going to take a look at two cards for you. I'm going to take a look at this Justice card, and I'm going to take a look at, I don't know where my cards are all, they're flying all over the place. And I'm going to take a look at the, I don't know how they got all crooked, at the High Priestess card, because there's something happening here. I think it's been a long time in the making, for lack of a better phrase. But there's definitely some type of decision that's going to be made or needs to be made. That's, let me put it to you that way, because right now it looks as though everything is in the balance. As you can see, she is in this wreath, and she's rather protected. And the wreath always represents peace and victory and whatnot. And even she's holding the two wands. So this is in the balance. So there's this theme of twos running across in terms of dealing with this King of Cups here. And again, there's another symbol that is coming out, which is that of Leo the lion. There he is in the corner. There he is at the top of the caduceus. Now, for those of you who the Two of Cups basically speaks to any type of relationship in which there is a equal and fair exchange of everything: respect, admiration, love, valuation, where the two come together to make more than, the one. So I don't know if I said that right, but I think y'all know what I mean. So let's look at the Justice card first, because that's our near or distant past. Amore. Cupid has come out. Now, Cupid is a funny card and a funny character, because Cupid can be that kind of falling in love really fast, that infatuation, arrows flying blindly. However, if you know the story of Cupid and Psyche, Cupid accidentally shot himself with his own arrow and then fell hopelessly in love with Psyche. The Casa and the Yardro. Wow. That's interesting. Because there's an implication that there's a romance going on right underneath your nose. Something being stolen from the house. The casa is not just a house or a home. It represents as well your deep innermost feelings. What is going on behind closed doors? How do you truly feel about this particular situation? Falling on the card Libra, which is the seventh house, the house of marriage and contracts, and ruled by the sign of Venus. And incidentally, I think Venus was very, very jealous of Psyche, and she put Psyche through a lot of trials and tribulations over the love of Cupid here. Let's take a look at the High Priestess to see what she is trying to tell us. Excuse me. And I have seen this card sometimes as an answer to a question to say the answer is unknown at this time. She doesn't want to speak. So, the Letterato, the Costanza, and the Esperanza. Well, excuse me. This is an interesting trio of cards as well, because the Letterato is simply that. It is almost, to me, in a certain way, the male counterpart, or the same masculine energy as that of the High Priestess. In other words, it's someone who's extremely learned, well educated, but also that the person is waiting for someone to come in and speak with them, waiting to impart some information. Right? Excuse me. But the Costanza here, or the person is waiting for someone to come in and tell them something. But the Costanza here speaks to the idea that this is the perseverance card. And it says that no matter how tough things are, right, to hang in there, because, eventually it's going to get better. It speaks to things that are a long time in transpiring, and it brings the weight of longevity to a situation, which also brings the Speranza. And the Speranza card is just that. It is the hope. And this is holding out hope against all odds. Normally, it's an okay sign when these two come out together, but sometimes the cards can be saying, in effect, you may be holding out hope for something that may never happen. And incidentally, Leo has shown up again. See the lion there on the rock? It also has to do with travel and places abroad, as I was saying here. Because sometimes this is about traveling abroad, going abroad overseas. But also it's most definitely connected to both you, this other woman, and this King of Cups. So, as I say, I do feel that there's something else about these two cards together. If you'll give me just a moment, that they're trying to tell me, and it's not coming up. They're both cup cards, Speranza and the um, what do you call it? Costanza card. In fact, all three of these are cups. Okay. So he's the 7 of cups, the 8 of cups, and the 10 of cups. So that's a lot of cups. So that tells me that there's a huge emotional quotient involved in this. That there's something that, you know, you really, really do have deep feelings for. Now, the Speranza card says difficulties will be overcome, but only by active participation and involvement in changing one's destiny. I don't know what the last thing was that you saw, but I was speaking to you about these two cards. And I told you that there again is the lion. So there's 3 representations of Leo in this card, and that may mean something to one of you. But these two cards together say that when they are found next to each other, it indicates that enough feeling and visualization and self-discipline, with enough, one can manifest their desires. Again, the second meaning of this is the word trip, excursion, frequent travels or journeys for pleasure. It can be connected with water, holidays and trips by the sea, lake, river, or an aquatic environment. So this card says hang in there because suffering is about to end. Whereas the 10 says that Rome wasn't built in a day. And it speaks to the idea of difficulties being overcome, but only by active participation. It asks you to muster your strength. It also says that it is an intensifier for better or for worse and indicates a long time frame of resolution. Okay? It refers to situations that have been going on for a long time that have not changed or been resolved. It indicates a long period of waiting or delay, which is, and again, it represents, yeah. And so that's what I was saying. You may be waiting for something, okay, that may not come. And so I'm going to go ahead now and pull a Golden Nostradamus card. That is quite interesting. The thief next to these cards. These are all cups. These are all cups. But that is a coin. And in the Sibila, the majority of coins are not necessarily positive, okay? So this is definitely telling me that this is a romantic situation, and I don't think all is as perhaps you would like it to be. So here we are. Number 14. That's interesting because I have house, I have money, I have cups, I have hope, I have infatuation, I have a house with those 2 twos. Again, marriage, commitment, proposal, engagement. But I still get the sense that maybe this is a second person. It could also just simply, like I said, be you, not sure if this is something you want to do. So let's look at the coffer. Now this is what it says. Often richness goes to people who do not understand its value. The card predicts earnings, treasures, and sound investments. It says that business deals will be favored, or gather the fruits of whatever seeds you have sown in the past. That's all it says. That's very, very, I don't know, mysterious, Aries. And so that's what I have for you for February 2021. I hope that message helped. And until next time, take care and namaste.